So a little forward before we start the episode today, there will be some Singlish, Chinese, Hokkien, a mixture of all of them in this episode. So if you are allergic to them, I would suggest not to listen to it. And if you don't understand them, I'll suggest to make some Singaporeans friends and maybe ask them about the episode. Just some quick housekeeping over here. I'll be bringing some sponsors on board for Misfits very soon. They will usually be at the start of the episode. So if you guys don't really enjoy or you guys heard of this before, you can just fast forward it. It'll be at the start and the end. And just like to ensure that every one of you guys who are listening, that all the sponsors are products or services that I can stand behind and I've tried. So if you guys have any qualms or problem with any of these products or services, please bring it out. Just shoot an email to me and I'll be notified. This podcast is brought to you by Altizen. If you don't know already, research is concluding that sitting all day is terrible for you. There's this new health phrase going on. It's called sitting is the new smoking. So if you're like me, I went to IKEA and tried one of those self-cranking desks, and I can just foresee that it's such a pain. So with Altizen, it has actually a motorized system in it that you put it on your tabletop and transform your table into a standing desk. And what's cool is that it's also intelligent. It tracks and actually coaches you to develop these new habits with a sensor and the smartphone apps. Model starts at 1,350. So check it out at altizen.com to see which might be the right fit for you. And if you decide to get one, you can code Misfits to get a $400 off Altizen immediately. Offer is limited to the first 10 customers. So just shoot them an email and code Misfits. Hey podcast listeners, welcome to episode 18 of Misfits. This is where I speak to the rebels, the outliers, and the unconventionals in Singapore. Try to see things as how they see it and to learn from them. So some of these individuals include Danny Wong, who started $1 million cupcake empire, Adrian Tan, who's the author of the Teenage Textbook and Teenage Workbook, Adrian Pang, and a whole lot more. So today on the show, we have Gina Tao. She's the founder and owner of Happy Rollies. So since 2015, Happy Rollies has grown from a humble store at the Geylang Serai Bazaar to now having 20 ice cream carts and 2 minivan. Wow. So in this episode, we're going to talk about how did Gina actually earn 10K a month by trading luxury handbags, Gina's experience of being bullied in school. How did Gina start this amazingly successful ice cream cart business? Yes, and since then, Gina Tao has developed other food items such as churros, watermelon volcano, toasted s'mores, and cheese chicken cubes. So if you're heading down to Geylang Serai Bazaar this year, keep a lookout for her store or stores. She said she's going to cook out some excitement for all of us. So without further ado, let's get into this episode. It's a black BMW with your own money and then sold it in 2 months.
Yeah.
So can you tell me the story of the BMW story? And when was that?
Just like last year, October. Is it October? Yeah, October. I sold the BMW away. Yeah, well, my father encouraged me to buy. Yeah. He wants me to learn something there. So it's like, he just told me that I'm young, I should go and do whatever I want. And I was just contemplating, should I buy, should I not buy? So he said, you should buy. The you should buy wasn't a very good you should buy, like, oh, 你现在很有钱了啊，买 that kind of thing. It's a very firm and like a stern, 去买 something like that. Then, I didn't think so much into his words at the point of time. So after I bought, and then I experienced driving a luxury car at a young age.
How old were you then?
21. So somehow I bought it using my own hard-earned money. So but while I was driving the car, actually I felt that I changed more because it made me become a little bit more materialistic. Like, because I have a luxury car, I must dress up nicely every day just to match so-called the status of the car. That was how I was thinking back then. And then I would feel like as if like I have accomplished a lot of things, and I felt that as if I'm better than a lot of people. So it became a very not a very good side of me. After which, when I realized that after a while, it's within that 2 months where I realized that actually all this is just for show, superficial. Even if I have a car, doesn't mean I have good relationships with people. Even if I have a very nice car, very nice, very high standard of living, or very good food to eat every day, doesn't mean I am a good person. Like, the principles, everything inside is different than what you have on the outside. So I felt that after I bought the car, I wasn't so rooted anymore. Grounded, as in I forget my roots, and I.
Were there any events that reminded you of that?
It's more like people around me. They are happy for me. They are definitely happy for me, and it's just like me myself. While I was driving the car, I look at other people out there. I look at someone else who's having the same thing as me. I look at them, talk to them, and I felt that they're not really that happy, even though they have almost everything. Like materials, they have everything they want, and everything they want lah. So I felt that at the point of time, though I was young, I think it's not the right time for me to own these things yet. I felt that I must continue to strive harder and build my grounds first, like even more firm grounds, so that even one day I really have even more opportunity to own such stuff in the future, I can actually appreciate them with or without them. I can live even without a BMW, and I'm happy.
Tell me the day when you actually decide that you don't want the BMW anymore.
It was a very sad day though. As in, I was selling the car at a second-hand dealer. So they actually,
So how do you decide? Was it the night before? Or?
No, it was 1 week. Within 1 week. So after that, I was talking to my boyfriend about it.
Was there something important that happened that 1 week that made you?
Let me recall. I don't know. I just felt that I was even unhappier, even though I bought something that I always wanted to achieve. It's one of my goals since young. I want to buy a BMW before 21 years old, and then I did it. So it was only a very short-lived moment of happiness. Like, yay, I finally achieved my goal. But then it wasn't it's a material goal. It's not like a, how to say, it's not a very meaningful goal. Like, if I compare myself, my goal is to help people and save people's life. If I achieve that, compared to I achieve 21 years old get a BMW, the other one is actually more meaningful. So that meaningfulness is only a very short-lived one. So I got like a slap to myself. There was just one day that suddenly wake up and I felt that this isn't the life that I really want. To bask in something that I am not, and to, how to say, it's not the real me, not the real thing I'm looking forward to yet. I can have this when I'm 30, 40, or even more in the future, but right now it's time for me to build on my principles, my grounds, and be who I really am first. So I felt that during that point of time, I wasn't happy at all. There's a transition. I know that I wasn't happy. I know that all these things cannot make me even happier. So I decided to sell it. And I was sad the moment I sold it.
So what happened on that day? You went to the dealership, the same place where you bought the car?
Yeah. No, it's a different person.
Oh, different person.
So they offered me a price, and then I sat down there at the office. So they opened a check for me, and then I took the check and I walked out of the...
Do you negotiate? You just say yes?
Yeah, before that, I just said yes. Before that, I was very sad. Before they passed me the money, I was like, "Hi, am I really gonna sell this away? I mean, is it the right decision?" I made a loss of I think 7 to 10K.
Wow.
Just by selling within 2 months.
Just by selling
because
within 2
the
months.
second hand, when I bought it, right, the second hand dealer, they will actually lower down the price and buy it over from you so that they can sell again. So I made a loss 7 to 10K over there. So it was a very different type of feeling because it felt like as if I made a lot of wrong choice in my life. And I don't know whether that choice is the right one. Then after that, when they passed me the money and then I walked out of the shop, after 10 to 15 minutes, I felt like, yay! I got rid of a very big problem. I don't know, I just had that feeling like it was like a rock. The car is like a rock because I know that wasn't what I really wanted and that doesn't make me happy. So when I went out and then I was like, I don't have a car anymore, I felt more relieved. Like one burden gone like that. Don't have to maintain the car anymore. I'm going to take public transport that day. Felt more grounded lah.
So you took public transport?
That day, yes. I walked from the dealer shop to Lavender MRT.
Yeah.
Just like that. And I felt so much happier just by walking.
Yeah, I'm curious to know, like, why did you have that goal of having a BMW in the first place? I mean, knowing that, that maybe it's actually not something that you might like.
Since, I think it's more of a reality thing. Or maybe, how to say, when I was young running for sales in Prudential, that was about 18, 19, I see everyone around me chasing for things that they want. So it's always the same few things. Many people are chasing for the same common thing, like maybe a branded watch, car, status, the higher productions, accomplishment. So last time in Prudential, they have like awards. So if you're top sales or whatever, you have this prestigious rookie award, top MDRT, management $1 million round table, the kind of award, So people are actually, everyone around me, it's like I'm hanging out with people around me that wants to achieve such things. So when they see someone buy a BMW, they'll be like, wow, 这样厉害啊，买了个 BMW, then 有这个award 那个 award. People will naturally think that they are doing very well and they are actually up there already, like up there lor. So it actually wired my mind when I was working there for a period of time that those things are essential to, like I need to have all these things to be recognized by people. I need to have a car, I need to have a branded watch, I need to be fully body, my body must be all fully branded, and then I must be smiling and being happy, and everyone around me must be like liking me to be recognized in society. So in the end, that few years when I was inside, I actually met a lot of this type of people, which I failed to see at the point of time. Whether is it the truth? Like, whatever they have is everyone will show the best to everyone. So whether if they buy a BMW, are they actually rich and they buy them BMW, or actually they are paying debts at the back, or they're actually broke but then they just try to make it seem like they're doing very well just to put out a show in front for people lah. So I didn't really look deep into that, and I realized after a while, which is after I bought my own BMW, that there's a two side to everything. So when I was actually when I was actually working there, it made me wire myself because I was very young, easily influenced, not very experienced also. So made me feel that this type of things is necessary to be like a survival thing in Singapore. If you are
the 5C.
Correct. So if you have all of those, right, you'll be recognized by people. People will respect you more. It seems like you have more power over people, the kind of thing, And then so after that I started having my own goals, like, okay, number one, I want to own my own nursing home before I die. That is a realistic goal, because that is my goal since young. That was okay. That was up till now also. Number two, BMW before I'm 21. Number three, my own condo before 25. Number four, a Rolex watch by the end of this year. Number five, blah, 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 blah. So I set those type of goals for myself. I know I can hit it if I work hard. Those are the goals that I know I can hit. But then yeah lor, that's how all those goals came about.
And people around you are hitting those goals.
Yes.
And makes it looks like
It's easy to hit.
is realistic and is
Correct. Not only that, it makes me feel like it's essential. So like you need to have these kind of things to be able to hang out with those type of people.
You know, I wonder if right now you're still inside insurance and you're driving that BMW. Would you have sell it?
Let me think. If I'm still in insurance and I'm driving the BMW, I don't think I will sell it.
Why do you not
Because
think?
in that industry, it's important for your first impression and your image. So example, one day, if I'm a client, okay, I want to buy insurance I have a choice. Insurance guy A, insurance guy B. One drives a BMW, had hit a lot of rookie awards, and dressed very smart and a lot of branded all over body. And another one who is more down to earth, like drive a normal Toyota and dress up normally. Or people naturally will go for the one driving a BMW because it's like a business thing. If they can afford to buy such thing, means they can afford to do my business. The kind of thing. They won't be scared of my loss or whatever. It's like how to say, there was this book that I read about. Yeah, something like that lah. Like I'll choose the one who is more dressed up nicely and more branded and more BMW-ish. So it's like a wired thing in sales line. So definitely I will have to keep the BMW and I have to gong until even if I have to die, I still have to gong. Something like that lah.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
Yes.
I'm gonna yell. So maybe let's go back to the. I mean, we'll talk all about how you get there to the BMW. Let's go back to the beginning a little bit. How would you? I mean, paint us a picture where little Gina is growing up when she's younger.
Younger, I mean like younger?
Yeah, like you know how's your family like? Paint us a little picture.
My family was kind of well-to-do in my younger days, like maybe 4 or 5 years old. I was sent to private nursery, and my father sold away his house and we bought a condo. So after he sold his HDB, he bought a condo. He's made money from the property still. So he had quite a lot of money to spare at the point of time. So they took up a habit of gambling. So I grew up with gambling habits in my home. Like every weekend we will go to casinos. Ships.
Or like ships.
Yeah, every weekend literally.
Oh, wow, not even KL, not those.
Literally every weekend. So it's like every weekend I'm traveling.
So it's like a star cruise, but a gambling.
Yeah, correct. So even when we have schools and we don't have schools holiday, we are always weekend. We might always be there. So that's how my life is when I was younger. So I got bullied very badly in school. So it's like,
this is primary school, or are we talking about kindergarten?
Primary school still.
Okay. And just to it's mainly that side or
both.
Both. Okay.
Yeah, both. So
and are they actually winning? Are they like professional gamblers?
No.
Oh.
They are normal gamblers.
Right, because I do have friends who are professional poker player that actually makes a living out of playing poker.
No. They're just there like.
And are they sad? You know, when they lose money, or?
I think it's a gambling thing. You know, if you lose more, you want to win more.
Okay.
You want to win it back, so they keep going. So the more they lose, the more they want to win it back. It's like a psychological thing, reverse thing.
But they never really win it back.
No. So yeah.
That's quite funny.
So I just grew up.
You just go together with them.
Yeah. So at the point of time,
primary school.
Me and my family don't have much bonding time also because they are always playing game.
Yeah, where were you? Are you just at the playground?
I was just at the playground. No, yeah, you're right. Playing the arcade over there with my siblings. So don't have much bonding time though. So I was having difficulties in school because I was bullied by all my friends there.
That is which primary school did you?
Chongfu Primary School.
Chongfu, okay.
It's a prestigious school.
It's okay. I don't know about Chongfu.
Yeah, it's a Chinese school.
Okay.
Like Nanyang, that kind of school. No, it's together one.
Yeah.
So then I was bullied very badly, not just by my classmates. It's literally by the whole level. Because
why did they do that?
Because I was big sized.
Okay.
And then I had early puberty compared to them.
Right.
That means when I was primary 4, I was really very well developed really.
Yeah.
Primary 4 or primary 5. And they were all still small. Yeah, and then I was really like the odd one out over there. And
Okay,
then
but primary 1 to 3, you're okay.
primary 1 to 4 is okay.
After is when the puberty sets
Correct.
in.
So people start to look at me differently. I was a little bit more plump, so and my uniform are so tight, and I was changing also. Like my own character is also changing. No longer those like young, like very wild, like carefree, like playful type. Really, it's more like a bit more serious type of girl at that point of time, and I was developing, and then I was bullied in school. And
How were you being bullied? Is it a vocal or is it more actually physical?
This thing called anti-Gina. So they would draw around their books like 3 lines: red, green, and blue. So that symbol is actually anti-Gina symbol. And then they have this hand signal like that, anti-Gina. So no one can touch me. You touch me, they have this virus that they will spread around. So they draw it around their books, the tables, or they.
Was it really hard psychologically
Yeah.
to deal with that?
And my own table, they are always separated. And no one wants to group with me during group projects. And I remember there was one time we were doing art and craft. We have to do dream catcher with feathers. So there are many, many colours feathers that the teacher provide us. So everyone actually put green, red, and blue and hang it around the class. So I was like, what? At that point of time, everyone did the same thing.
And did the teacher notice? And
No, that's the thing, they don't. Because people are preparing for PSLE. So teachers they don't really see it lah. So and I was very quiet. I don't want to make things big. So I just live my life every day, getting bullied in school, and then going home and pop onto the bed with the pillow and cry damn loud, then continue doing my homework and go for tuition. Yeah. So at that point of time, in primary school, it was very weird because it wasn't just my classmate. It kind of spread and everyone liked it. Like the anti-Gina game, everyone liked to feel that they are superior and bully people. So from one class, right, because they have friends from other classes, it spread to other classes and spread to the whole level. And eventually during P6, right, it became the whole school, including my bus. Like, the go home bus, they will send us to and fro from bus. Then my juniors in bus started throwing my bags around, throwing my comic books around the bus, that kind of thing. So it lasted throughout all the way till P6. Until one day, and then when I get home, I can't tell my parents about it because they're worried about their own stuff and their gambling habits and all. So I didn't have friends also because very hard to have friends because everyone just bully you. You can't even talk to anyone. There are one or two classmates that helps me secretly because they don't want to be looked as if they are the odd one out also. So they just like in school they just act like they don't know me, but at the back I call them, they will help me lah. But in front of people they will just pretend they don't know me, the kind of friends. So when I went back, I think it's about P6, and there was one day there was this senior of mine, not P6, P5, there was this senior of mine in the bus. I was actually, I opened up the window in the bus to look outside. Then my hand was my hand was over at the railing. Then he shut the door just like that. And then my whole hand was bruised and bleeding. Then I complained to my mom. Then my mom didn't take notice also. Then she just feel that, 是小孩子坏蛋, that kind of thing, Until P6, there is one day that I cannot take it anymore. I just tell my mom everything. Then my mom didn't know about all this. Then she cried. And she said, how come you never tell me all this? Then she went to talk to the principal, the discipline master, blah, blah. Then that's when they started to investigate all this. But it's pointless already. It's already end of... Everyone finished PSLE already. Then there's no point in investigating also. Then after that, because my classmates are very... the discipline master liked my classmates because they are all prefects. So the discipline master is in charge of the prefects. So their 关系很好的. So when you know this type of thing happen, right, he also boka one, don't care one. So just say, I'm going to say sorry to Gina. And then there's one day that after, it's during school holidays already, we know we will never see each other again. Everyone at the same time call my phone using their house number. One by one call. Like as if they're together, then they one by one call like that. And because Gina, sorry, then hang. Hello Gina, 我是佳琪, I'm sorry. Hello Gina, 我是伟川, I'm sorry.
That must really be, really affected you in some way.
It affected me so too big until
Did
so
although
huge.
but like after you moved school,
Mm.
did that help to secondary school?
Secondary school, I became a totally different person. I became the big bully. Yeah. And then my size was still growing. I was getting bigger and bigger
Right.
because it's puberty. Then, when first day of my secondary school, I realized that many people are scared of me. I don't know why. Then,
She's grew into that role.
yeah. Then after that, first day of school, I've already created trouble already. I went to fight with someone, at Sec 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I told myself, I'll never ever get bullied again. The
Yeah.
kind of thinking when I went to secondary school.
Mm.
So in the end, I became a 大姐大 in school.
Mm.
So there are people come and like 认我为干姐 what, that kind of thing. Then I started to have a few Abing and Alin friends outside.
Mhm.
And then yeah lor, then I hang out with the wrong people also in school. Another Alin friend taught me how to smoke. Bad influence.
Yeah.
So Sec 1, Sec 2, I actually ran away from home many times. And I had a boyfriend outside. Because I felt that pointless to... I felt that I don't have family love at the point of time. I couldn't talk to my family after what happened. And then I felt that friends are useless also. They're not there. So I went out to look for boyfriend, girlfriend. At the time it was very happening. Everyone is having boyfriend and girlfriends. That kind of thing. So just nice my boyfriend is like those type of Cao Abing. So everyone is scared of me because of him also. Then I didn't have friends again lor. Because I was so...
I mean, yes and no, right? I mean, you didn't have friends
I
in
did have
school,
friends,
but outside you did make a bunch of.
Yeah, correct. But they weren't really like real friends.
Right.
So after that, I became the big bully lah. I bully people in school lor. Like, everyone hates me. Everyone's scared of me. And
And how did you lose? From then to lose 25 kg altogether.
when I was Sec 2, going to Sec 3, I actually failed all my subjects on purpose. So I had like F9 for everything. So it was a very important period because Sec 2 to Sec 3 there's a promotion. I was at Sec 2 Express. To promote to Sec 3 Express, you need to have a certain result. And then I failed everything. I don't even give a damn about my results back then. Then there was this counselor I was with for 4 years. So she actually spoke to all the teachers and all. Then they promoted me to Sec 3 Express without retaining. So even though I had shitty results, but I still got promoted to Sec 3 and Express also. So there was this period of time I was at home. I was always fighting at home with my parents.
Yeah.
And then my parents, they are not... I mean, everyone have different parents. My parents, the way they teach is more violent.
Okay.
I get backed up at home. Like in one corner.
Right.
The
cane or the bell.
Fist.
The feast.
Yeah, both of them. So I think because they don't know what to do with me anymore.
Right.
And they are out of their wits. I mean, they don't know what to do with me and they cannot see me going on like that. So
They
literally,
punch you.
yeah, I got whacked up at home. Can you say like
I
almost
can never
every day?
imagine someone. Yeah. I mean, I can imagine slap, but punching.
I'm used to it really actually.
Oh, that's crazy.
Because caning and whacking me and using belt or whatever doesn't work on me anymore.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
they did try that.
Yeah, they did. And then nothing worked. And
Okay.
then they just keep punching and slapping me and whacking me, kicking me all, and doesn't work still.
Yeah.
The more they kick me, the more vulgarity I shot at them. So there was one day I know that I was actually having depression
Okay.
at that point of time. But I don't know how to manage it because it was so new to me, and the counselor also don't know how to manage because she has so many students. So I think beginning of Sec 3, I was actually out at the window wanting to jump down. And then I don't even give a damn about anything really. Then my mom came in. Then she was so upset. Before that, the reason why I want to jump down because they told me they want to send me to girls' home. They don't want to take care of me anymore. They told me that lah. So I was like, okay lor. For what I stay here. Then I wanted to jump out. Then my mom came in and she wanted to jump out instead. Very drama lah, but it happened. Then after I was shocked. Then at that point of time, I told myself that I don't want my mom to die. Definitely, even though no matter how they treat me, I don't want anything to happen to them. Yeah. So that actually changed my life a lot.
That's a turning point.
Yeah. When I saw my mom actually going out and wanting to jump out. And she's the one going crazy, not me anymore.
Oh my God.
Then I told myself it's time to change.
Yeah.
So number one, I changed my outlook first. Because I felt that my outlook was very important since young because of how I look.
What was the trending diet then?
Training diet. You want to know?
It's not eating anything, eat air, eat grass.
Not just not eating anything. Vomit whatever you eat.
Oh
yeah,
my god.
correct.
Okay.
So it was it's very unhealthy back then. And then I just tried everything.
Right. And it worked.
And it worked. Anything. So like literally vomiting, blah blah. All I tried.
Yeah.
And then I realized that I did it for about 2 months, and then I felt that there was change in my body.
Right. How much do you lose in 2 months?
I didn't lose anything.
Oh, okay. But there was a change in your body.
There was change as in my diet became very bad.
Oh.
I didn't eat anything yet. I keep gaining weight.
Oh, okay.
Because it was an unhealthy way of losing weight.
So it's backfired.
And then at the point of time, I was in softball, Singapore team.
Yeah.
So I was playing softball, fighting for Singapore team and all. So I gained a lot of muscle weight instead of losing fats. And then I didn't eat also. So my body actually stored didn't eat and I vomit out everything. So my body stored more fats and all the gains. After that, I told myself cannot continue like that also. So I tried another method, go swimming.
Alright.
And it worked.
Okay.
It worked because the first time I went swimming, I lost 1 kg. Then I thought, wow, 这么有用啊. Then I thought, I continue. Then my friend told me it's actually water weight at the back.
Right.
But then it helped. I swam.
But then what's the diet then? Did you?
I didn't eat dinner. I eat anything I want, but not dinner.
Okay.
So it helped a lot. So at the point of time, I think it's a woman's thing.
Right.
When you are in the transition 16 to 18 to 20, your body will naturally lose weight also. To become more figurely also.
Oh, okay.
So at the point of time, I lost weight. I think to about 1.5 to 2 years.
Wow.
About 25 kilos.
It's a lot, right?
Yeah, it's a lot. And I just kept losing. Until Sec 4, I was about 65 already.
How many times were you swimming?
I can't really remember, but very frequently. And one session is about 3 hours.
3 hours? How many laps do you do in one session?
I do it very slowly because my friend told me, one of my friends told me that the more vigorous you swim, right, the more muscles you will gain also.
Oh, okay.
So he told me to swim slowly against the water current.
Yeah.
They actually help you to become very tired and lose more fats.
Okay.
So I didn't try running because my legs were already huge. The more I run, the more muscle there will be there.
Yeah.
So I lost weight from the top to the bottom. Yeah. Yeah lor.
Wow, 25 kilo by swimming and skipping dinner.
I started to study again. Then from a F9, I became a C5 within half a month.
How did you graduated?
20 O levels, 20 points. Yeah, and I chose nursing back then.
So you specifically chose nursing?
Before even I started my O level, I told the teachers I want to go nursing.
Right.
I don't know why. Because I remember when I was young, I got fits.
Fits?
Yeah,
what's that?
Childhood fits. Like a seizure thing, you know.
Yeah.
So I always go to KK hospital and always stay down there. And then I always steal the nurses' pen, black pens. Black pens is very important to nurses to document things. But I always go around the ward and steal all their pens when I was very young. So suddenly just thought of being a nurse. Yeah, I applied for nursing school.
But you got the results and then you got into nursing.
I'm happy that I can even get a 20. I don't like studying at that point of time. I just study for the sake of it.
Was poly better for you? Was NYP?
Poly is very happening.
Oh, very happening as well. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why, but it's very happening in a both good and bad way. I got a lot of attention in poly because of after I lost a lot of weight. I don't know, is it NYP they have Chiobu or what? Then I first day I went to school, then all the seniors start hitting on me already.
Right.
In nursing school. And then I joined clubs. And then after that, I think the first year I already got pushed to go for some pageant contest, and I won the pageant contest. And everyone know about my story of losing.
Change,
everyone know about my story of losing weight, and it spread around in school. Then people start using me as case study in their school projects, and they presented and all. Then there was this major pageant, which is a Mr. and Miss NYP. Yeah, then I got into top 5 also. So a lot of unnecessary attention there. Like, literally everyone knows who I am, but I don't know any one of them. But I always go to school with Hou Lian one. So people will just look and then they bitch about me, all this. Then I was in this club called SHS Club, School of Health Science Club. And then they will put our photos in the signboard in school. So there was once I walked past and then there were people standing right in front talking about me. and they don't even know that I'm there. Then
Right.
they'll be like, "哇，我懂这个是谁？这个什么什么什么什么class 的。美咩？我觉得美，我觉得自己比较美呢，她比她美。我觉得那个谁谁谁比她美。Then I was like, okay.
Okay.
Then I walked away. And then schools,
Imagine that's how all the actors and actresses feel.
yeah. and then the schools start approaching me, the teachers all
Yeah.
approaching me to take photos for the school.
Like posters. and all,
Posters. So
right?
I was
Okay.
all around the Yio Chu Kang MRT,
Yeah.
the posters sent to school, blah blah blah. And then I was when there are guests that comes to school, all these
You've been an
things.
ambassador.
Yeah. So I became like all these things in school.
Right.
Then after that,
Do you enjoy it?
I didn't.
Why?
I felt that at that point of time there are many people chasing me in school, so
Okay.
and then a lot of friends,
A lot of friends, which is good.
a lot of friends they actually turn their back on me.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know if they are jealous or is it me. I don't know how to bask in fame properly, or it's just poly. I felt that it was very unrealistic.
Mhm.
Like the attention I'm getting, and they are not really real friends. So a lot of friends left me during the pageant time, because there was this guy. His name is Leonard. He's very rich and he's a mixed blood in school. Everyone knows him, so everyone knows that he's chasing me for 6-7 months, you know. Then he proposed to me, you know, with a Pohing necklace that cost about $607 at that point of time, and want me to be his girlfriend, and I rejected him. Then he go around telling people how much he loves me, but I treat him so badly that everyone believes him.
Oh my god.
That all my friends left me all because they all sided with him.
Yeah.
Then after that, my year 3, I'm the MC queen already. I started not going to school.
Yeah.
I was already working in Prudential already.
Right. How did you actually got started with Prudential in the first place? Because that's sort of like your first leap out, like in the working world, right?
No, I just met an agent. She's very nice. She recruited me, lor. Then I just try, lor. Then try. Then I got into the line already. At year 2 going year 3. And then in year 3 I was already running sales, working.
So you were studying and working at the same time
Yeah.
in
And then
Prudential.
Yeah, and then I changed again. I became a different person again. I'm no longer the like happy-go-lucky girl in school and like wants fame and attention anymore. I always don't like it, but it just came. So I became a bit more quiet and I don't go to school.
Right.
I always play MC. So the teachers got very angry at me.
Yeah, play MC means not going to school, right? Just using MC and
Yeah,
buying
correct,
MC. And,
correct.
Okay.
So
what do we call it in the army? Yeah, anyway,
what,
something along
MC King or MC Queen?
like just
King.
buying king, something along the lines.
Yeah, so King and King.
Chao
then-
King,
Yeah,
oh.
Chao King.
Yeah.
I was a Chao King Queen in school, so
Yeah.
I always don't do projects. Yeah, lor.
But that's
Then-
because you're working over it at Prudential, right?
yeah, and
Did you enjoy your time working over it? When you are there,
I like it
right?
because I met a lot of new people.
Mm.
Compared
That
to
didn't
the-
judge you as like
not judge
before in
lah. It's
school?
more like they are more mature.
Yeah.
School, those friends I met in school, they only care about like and how this person is, they bitch about them, and how this person have what they have, what their life very good, what shoes they have, blah blah blah. However, in Prudential, I actually see more future.
Mm.
As in, they actually bring me more to the future.
Yeah. Could I just interject for a little bit? Where did Happy Bags come about?
That one came back. That one came after.
After Prudential.
Yeah.
Ah,
Correct.
okay.
So I cannot remember, but during Prudential times, I was already doing the bag thing, but I didn't actively do Happy Bags. It
Right.
wasn't created yet.
Right.
So,
But that was after you finished NYP.
Yeah.
Okay.
mm,
So this time around, you finished NYP, then you sort of continue on in
Prudential first.
in Prudential first.
yeah. Then, in Prudential, because I wasn't 21 yet.
Yeah.
So I couldn't run sales in the light.
Yeah.
Like cannot do it.
Not officially.
Correct. So I've been doing it in the dark, like
Okay.
playing the grey area lor. I help my agent to close case.
Yeah.
And I give them all the productions, but I take the commission.
Yeah.
Something like that lah. Then halfway along online, I took a very strong interest in branded bags. And then I started doing my own branded bag business lor. And I told the boss that I didn't want to continue because they have this thing going on. There was this boss, he's a director. He wants to take over me.
Take
And-
over you. What do you mean?
I was under a lady agent.
Like a manager.
She's an agent only.
Okay.
So I was her personal assistant. I was running sales for her.
Yeah.
The director wants to take over me. He wants to train me and groom me.
Yeah.
But without her lah. And then
Without her permission and
with her permission.
with her permission.
And then they had a quarrel over there. Because the director wanted to give me I don't know how much every month. And he wants to send me to studies.
Right.
And then he pays me every month to work part time for him. And want me to after 21 years I contract with him.
Mm.
And then the lady wasn't happy. So they have this conflict with them and I don't like it. So I told them that I work for none of you.
He left. I mean, back then when you left, it was also a big decision, but at least you have at least some money on the outside. I mean, you started Happy Specs.
Happy Specs haven't yet. Haven't started yet.
Oh, not yet. So after you only got out.
I got out of Prudential.
Yeah.
And then I actually have this period of time where I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So I went to do 杂工 lor, work in cafe, work for a promoter, blah, 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 for about 2-3 months. Then I applied for Singapore Airlines. And I got through. For the first time interview, and I got through for Singapore Airlines. And then they wanted to sign contract with me. And then I didn't go. Just that day when they called me and tell me that I got through, they asked me to go down to their HQ again. So Singapore Airlines, they have 7 rounds of interviews.
Yeah.
So I got past everything. Then I met a lot of people there also. And some of them didn't get through, some of them got through. So we were updating each other whether who get through, who didn't get through. So I got through, and then at the day itself, right, it was, I don't know why, something stopped me from going. Like, I just didn't feel right to go down to the HQ again to sign papers.
Yeah.
So in the end, I didn't.
And did that compel you to start Happy Bags?
Not yet.
And so you went back to more 杂工.
Correct.
Okay.
Until one day, my boyfriend at the time, he's with me for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
He told me that he saw a potential in me buying and selling bags. Because I started the Happy Bag business with $400.
Yeah.
I bought a Chanel bag with $400. So what happened was I used the $400 to buy an LV bag. Then after that, I used it for 1 month. I didn't like it. I clean it, I wash it, I sell it at $700. And then $700, I bought another Miu Miu bag. I used it for another 1 month, then I don't like it again. Then I wash it and sell it for $1,000. Then I bought another Prada bag for $1,000. Then I used it for 6 months. Last time. And I didn't like it, I sell it at 1.5k. And then 1.5k, I top up about another 300-400, I bought another Chanel bag. So my boyfriend was like, actually you have potential in doing this, why not you get a lump sum of money and buy and sell at one go?
Yeah.
Then at the point of time, I told him I don't know how to do it. So he actually helped me to he passed me 6k. He gave me 6k and tell me to go and try doing it. So 6k, I just go and find a lot of bags. I bought about 5 to 6 bags the first time. And then I wash and make it clean and make it look nice.
Tell me about this washing and cleaning thing.
Okay, because every leather, every material like nylon, synthetic leather, usually branded bags, they use real leather. Lamb skin, deer skin, ostrich skin, croc skin, and calf skin. There are many different types of skin. So even the color also, how you're going to treat it, maintain it, and moisturize it, and make it not crack. And which brand bags actually last longer, which one doesn't last long, and how to maintain it, how to keep the shape and everything. All this I know because I'm always interested in all these things.
Yeah.
So I just bought in all the bags and I start treating it nicely and clean it lor. Like some got fungus, some got mold. I buy it at a very low price and then I wash it and I sell it at a high price. So the first month I just keep doing that. And 6k, I generated 6k out. So in the end I have 12k with me.
In the first month?
In the first month. Then I continue doing that.
Tell me about what do you use to find these bags and what do you use to sell it?
Usually the first time when I bought it, right, I source from a lot of people from my company. They're selling their bags from Prudential. There are many people who carry bags, right? So just went around asking, want to sell me? Then I got a few bags ready. And Carousel, Instagram, Gumtree.
Oh, they were there already?
Yeah, there are many bags over there for sale.
Okay.
So I just do a bit of bargaining, a bit of buying over. Yeah, so after that, I bought over and...
So you make 6k in 1 month using 6k by cleaning and treating the bag. Oh, you're in business.
And then after that, my boyfriend say, why not continue? So I keep doing that lor. Keep doing that. Then I keep generating leads and leads and leads.
Right. And usually it's exponential because then you have more money that you can invest in.
A lot of bags. Then after that, I didn't need to buy any bags also because I can just keep using and selling, using and selling. So that kept me surviving for 1 year plus. Then I keep earning money from that. There are bags that I make loss, there are bags that I make profits. So the profits for one bag,
But usually it's profits.
yeah, usually it's profits.
Okay. Why do you make loss? What
Like
happened?
maybe the bags
Got damaged when you...
yeah, got damaged sometimes when accidentally by accident like drop on the floor, got dirty and cannot clean away the stains. And there are a few bags that I did trial and error also. Like I was very risky, like I took a very expensive bag and go and re-dye it just for trial purposes and it didn't turn out well.
Okay.
Yeah, so I made a loss by selling that bag lor. Then after that I learned how to make it properly. Right? Need to trial on some bags.
What is this re-dyeing thing you're talking about?
Oh, cause some bags, right, like Chanel, all these, those are very expensive bags. They have many colors, like red, white, yellow, blue. So some bags, like white, very easy dirty. So after they use for a while, it gets dirty. So the people would like to re-dye it to black. They dye it to black, dye it to brown.
How do you dye it to...
There's a special chemical to dye those.
So you take out the logo.
No, you don't take out the logo.
Oh, you don't even take out the
Don't
logo.
take out the logo.
Just put the whole bag in.
No. It's very mafan one.
Oh,
That's why it's very expensive. To re-dye one bag, it costs about $400 to $600 or more.
Okay,
If
if you can break down the process in like 2 minutes, how will you tell it to me?
You just have to make sure the logo is covered first.
Okay.
All the logos, and then the special areas you must use hand and brushes to paint it
Okay.
instead of you don't just put the whole bag inside. Yes, and then there are many corners that you can't touch the paint. Like they want to keep inside white color and outside black color, so they must be very careful with all the corners and everything.
So it's not like a shirt dye where
No. It's totally different, and it need time for the dye to seep into the skin. And after dyeing it, the skin, the leather will be very dry, so you need to moisturize and maintain it. So the process takes about 2 weeks to 3 weeks for just one bag. So that's why it's expensive.
Right.
The smaller it is, the smaller bags cost about 400 plus already just to re-dye. Bigger bags go up to 1K. So, and then washing also, we wash the bags. Wash and maintain. Every bags need to wash and maintain because leather crack very easily, especially in our weather in Singapore. So if you don't maintain it properly, especially calf leather, it cracks.
So I mean, on an average, what is the money amount you're earning per month with this?
10K plus.
10K plus a month.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, you're good. I mean, you're good. So you're earning more than a Prudential insurance agent already.
So I didn't continue Prudential agent and yeah. Then after,
Why go back? Because you're already earning more.
Yeah,
with
then-
this business already.
yeah. Then after that, I started the Happy Worldies well.
Yeah. So like, why did you start Happy Rolls in the first place? Because right now you're actually earning like...
Happy Worldies is actually more of a chance and luck thing. Like at the point of time, I know there was this Geylang Serai Bazaar coming up, and then I was actually very bored. I'm a person who gets bored of doing the same thing all over and all over again. So, at the point of time, the bazaar was coming up, and then I had this interest in the Rollies ice cream also. I saw it at Thailand. Then I was thinking, why no one do it in Singapore? Then I was thinking, should I open a shop or should I what? Because I had the capital already.
Yeah, with your back business.
So after that, I have friends and connections in the Pasar Malam business.
Okay.
So I just tell them, hey, I want to do it. Just suddenly one day, I was at MOQ Hub. And then I tell them, hey, I want to do it. I want to take a slot. I want to sell the ice cream. And then they were like, sure, no one sell this ice cream before in the market, you know. Later you feel how the rental is very expensive.
Is it? At the Geylang Serai?
Yeah, 1 month is about 10,000.
Oh, wow.
Excluding electricity and the water basin.
Oh, wow.
So including is about 1.2, 12K.
So 12K in total. So before anything, before you have the machine and all, you already sunk cost, 12,000.
Yes. I paid the deposit. It's only a deposit. So I paid 5K a deposit,
Right.
and then everyone was shouting and screaming at me, including my parents. Nothing yet. There's nothing at all. Like, I don't have any machines. I don't have anything. I don't even have the knowledge of how to do F&B business.
Okay.
Zero.
Zing. Okay, I'm going to take a break now. I'm going to go. Where were we? 12K. 5K into the business.
Yeah, before that,
Before that.
at the Happy Bag, right? You know the website, the Instagram page you see? I didn't update it anymore, that one. I use that to help people to post and sell their stuff also. So each post I actually earn $50 also.
Ah, okay. So like reposting.
Yeah, so they actually send me their product photos all, then I post it onto my Instagram, then they help them to sell.
Oh, that's great.
So they, in a way, that's how I also earn a bit of money also. But I didn't actively do it now already because I've been so busy with Happy Rollies. Yeah.
So Happy Rollies, you put 5K in. You have this idea.
Not 5K.
For
that one
deposit.
just for the deposit.
Right, 5K in for deposit, right? You have this idea.
The day itself.
How much time do you have?
1 month.
1 month.
Yes, this is what everyone shouted at me.
All right, tell me what is the what do you do in that month to get that going?
It was quite havoc at that month. Like, how to say? I had all these ideas in my mind that I just want to go with my own. I had a lot of ideas in my mind, but then I didn't know how to implement it. I know that it's possible. Everything is possible within a month, but everyone else is telling me otherwise. Telling me that 1个月你可能我要去帮你 source 机器，还要去这个那个。Then I just like, the first month no experience and everything, so I went to create my own logo, the Happy Rollies logo, and then went to source for machines and buy and import, and then I bought raw machines. The money lost there, then I went to buy another machines.
Where do you go find the machines?
Thailand, Taiwan, China.
So you fly all the way to Thailand?
I fly all the way to China first.
Or to China first.
Different area lah.
Okay. But
so-
do you have
So you knew that was
My
a
mom flew to China for me,
okay.
so I went with her. So
like she did some research.
yeah, she did. She helped me a lot. She and my dad.
Okay.
Although they shot at me, right, the next day they actually helped me do. Yeah. Then after that,
So what happened in China? Did you find it?
I found.
Okay. What machine? What was the first machine that you bought?
It was a smaller one, and then no, before I fly to China, I bought one from Singapore. Someone selling the machine, and then it wasn't what I wanted, so I made a loss there. I returned the machine to them.
Okay.
Then after I went to source for
What
other
machine?
machines.
Looking for a compressor, a condenser.
I don't know how to say it though at the point of time. It's like a they call it the ice cream rolling machine lor.
Oh, the whole thing. They sell you the whole thing.
The whole thing.
Oh, so you didn't even like get like different parts.
The whole thing, yeah. So I have to source for supplier over there lah.
Right. Why did that? What's wrong with the first one?
It wasn't a rolling machine. It was an ice cream maker machine, but it was not a rolling machine. For the ice cream to be rolled right, the temperature must be right. The one that they sell me is too cold.
Oh, that one is the one that is already ice cream.
No, that one is, it looks like a pan also.
Yeah.
But then that one is to do how to say, it's not for rolling.
Okay.
It's just to
Just to
harden,
mix the-
just to mix only, yeah.
Okay.
So that one cannot roll one.
Cannot roll.
Correct.
Wrong investment. How much do you lose there?
I think 800 in the machine.
Okay. Then,
Okay, the machine is not that. Okay, but you lose a total 800, or the machine is 800.
The machine itself, I lost 800 because I returned to them.
Okay. Okay.
So I cannot request for the full amount to be paid back. What?
Yeah.
So then okay, I
But that's second hand.
second hand, correct.
Okay.
So after that, I sourced for other machines that imported back into Singapore 3 to 4 days before my bazaar starts.
So you went to China.
You have a better idea of what you wanted
Yes.
because now you have a first
Correct.
mistake that you made.
So after that, when I got the machine, it was only 3 to 4 days.
So how did this thing happen in China? You were speaking Chinese with the guy.
and then.
My mom is from China,
Okay.
so she has a lot of connections there. She's doing
Yeah.
her own business.
So
in
basically,
Singapore.
these people in China have already made this machine already.
Or they are like making it from
I tell them
scratch.
what I want, then they do it all.
Oh.
So I have to go to those supplier that they do ice cream one. They know what I want. They know agaga what I want also.
Yeah.
I show them the photos, pictures, and I went to do a bit of research at other countries also.
Yeah.
So they know what to do. So that they imported after that I imported the machine. Took a while over there.
Yeah, man.
So it was only 3 to 4 days before the bazaar. So I went to buy all the cups, stickers, blah 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 blah. Made a lot of mistakes here and there.
The biggest thing is the machine, though.
Correct. So I managed to start 2 days before. I had to set up the booth and everything. So there are a lot of people who helped me also to set up the booth and everything. And then I managed to 营业 on the first day.
Nice.
And then there are many mistakes made here and there. A lot of mistakes like printed the wrong stickers, bought the wrong size of cups, made mistakes in my menu,
Yeah.
wrong prices, wrong ingredients, blah, blah.
How much do you charge back then when you first won?
Small cup, those very small ones is actually 350.
Okay.
and then the bigger one is $5 lor.
So the bigger one have like,
The same one, the standard one right now.
so it's the 6. Is it 6?
It's not just 6, you know.
Or
The
it's
6
like
is
2?
just for banks only. The big ones is 6 to 8 rows,
Okay.
depending on the rollers. The time I bought in a small machine only. Right
Right.
now, the ones that you see at the bank that we are doing now is the bigger one.
Oh,
Mm.
okay.
I have about 20 machines in my office.
You have 20 machines.
Yes, and some are spoiled ones from it's the Pioneer batch. So
And they're small, it doesn't matter.
yeah, correct. So when I started, right, it was crazy because before even I opened a shop, people are already queuing outside.
And how did you know that? How did you figure out like you want to do it at 350 or 5 or 6?
Just an instinct, you know.
Okay.
I told you that I have a lot of ideas in my brain. I've already been thinking about this and that. Everything I've been thinking already.
Did you plan how many you want to sell in a day at the bazaar?
I never
So there was no
even,
P&L sheet that was being
nothing.
done. Okay.
I had no experience. I wasn't a business student also.
Right.
So nothing at all. So I know nothing about business when I started it. And then it was just in my mind. Then I use my calculator. Okay, 一个卖5块，一天如果卖200杯就1000块，1000块一个月就30千。That's how I calculated.
Right. Then 30,000 but minus 12,000.
And then the cost of everything. So
Right.
everything, I started this with $25,000, including the rental. A lot of, as in the capital I had to fork out over there.
Okay.
So
But it's not something that you have that amount of money then because of your prior basis. And then during the month, have you closed down Happy Bag already because you were
that
so
month
busy?
That month only I didn't focus on Happy Bag at all.
Okay.
Yeah, so that 2 months, that means the 1 month before that I was preparing for Happy Release.
Yeah.
And then that month itself when I was selling it, these 2 months I didn't do any business
Yeah.
for Happy Bag. So literally I had no income back then,
Mhm.
that 2 months. Then
How did the bazaar went?
I was damn good. As in it was damn good as in
So
the
you
first day I told
hit 200
not just 200 pay,
A bit more lah.
more than that.
Okay, okay.
So at that month, that's where Happy Release started lor. And then the queue was crazy. People willing to wait for 2 hours, you know. The queue went like that one,
Whoa.
like that one, like in circles, and then it queue to other people's store.
Oh my
Then I
god.
got complaint from other people,
Right.
and then yeah, it was very havoc at the time, and I didn't know how to manage the queue, so and the production rate was very slow for the ice cream back then because
Now it's faster?
now it's way faster.
Is it?
Yes.
It's still quite long, right?
Yes, we have to do it slowly in the bank.
Right.
We can do them fast one. Like the rates, the way you see we do at banks, right,
Yeah.
is very slow
Oh, that is very slow.
because it's requested by the bank company.
How fast?
For me, I can generate those big cups, right?
Yeah.
I can generate 3 at one go within 3 minutes.
3 at one go.
Within 3 minutes.
3, what is 3 at one go? How much is 3 at one go? So 6 rows times 3, so it's 18 rows. And in one square plate.
Yes, I can do that. A lot of my rollers, the Pioneer batch one, all can do that. So
Right.
yes, but for the banks, we have to do it slowly. So sometimes you will see my rollers, right, they will use their phone,
Yeah.
then slowly do the milk, slowly put the rolls, that kind of thing. It's because we are requested to do slowly to form queues.
Gotcha.
So if not, right, we actually can serve very fast. So like last year's my Geylang Serai, although we sell the watermelon also, we sell the rollies also. It was so much faster and the sales was so much better.
Well, firstly, you got a bigger machine.
The first year's Geylang Serai, I had 3 machines.
Also, like side by side.
But then last year I only put in 2. But then the sales for the 2 machines is better than the 3 machines.
Right.
So after that,
So wait, the 3 machine is the smaller one though.
smaller ones,
But this one too is the bigger one.
bigger ones.
Okay, because you're better at.
But it's the same thing, as in it's still the same rollies and still the same way of doing it. Or
Yeah.
just that back then we are amateurs, we don't know how to, like, we're not very good at rolling it fast, we don't know how to do it also. My staff also don't know, I also don't know. The kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
And then right now, very fast lor. Yeah.
So you did break even and you did make a profit.
Yeah.
And then how was the scaling up process?
Okay, then we went for the second.
Went back to same place.
The first Geylang Serai, right? A lot of publicity was done for us, like from medias. I went on Channel News Asia, Channel 8, Channel U, Channel 5, newspapers, Straits Times, newspapers, food blogs like Lady Iron Chef, Steph Louis. All these we went on for free. You know, they just came and interviewed us, and in that one month itself. And then the next month, I started to do at other bazaars. And then the queue, there's a demand. So Next 2 months, I was doing it at Serangoon Next, those type of normal bazaars.
Yeah.
And their response is very good also. Until when people started to copy. There are those type of copycats, they went to buy their own machines also. And it came out with a different brand. Mine is Happy Rollies. Someone did CTE Rollies. Someone did Frost Rollies. So they did a lot of different type of branding.
How do you deal with that?
I just continue until the trend died down.
Right.
So after the trend died down, so I realized what happened is whenever I come up with new flavors, they also copy.
Yeah.
So they keep doing the same thing. Then I know one thing: copycats will never ever continue. As in, they will never ever break through because they keep copying. So I know that I'm the original one. Then after that, just continue to do bazaars first, and then at the same time do pop-ups and events. So at that point of time, we have already been doing events for other people. So yeah. So after that, continue. It lasted for 1 year plus. Then in the middle, we have been doing banks events also.
Okay.
Yeah. Then after that, it came until last year's Geylang Serai, when I came up with the watermelon, s'mores, bites and everything. A lot more different foods, and then also same thing. We got onto Channel 8, Channel 5, on the radio stations, newspapers, all this again for the watermelon. And then our name became a bit more popular because the watermelon, the queue was crazy.
Right.
It actually queued until 10 stores.
Oh my god.
The queue, 10 stores, which is like, my store is, I have, this last year's Geylang Serai, I took 4 stores. I took the risk. Because the first time I took only 1 store.
Yeah. Next to each other?
No, at different places.
Okay.
So I took 4 stores. So watermelon is the same thing. Each store is the same thing. Watermelon, ice cream rolls, s'mores, and I bought in grilled bites also. Just type of bites only, chicken bites, beef bites. So both sides selling the same thing. So the watermelon queue for both sides is crazy. And then the ice cream roll, there was also a queue also. So in a way, ice cream roll trend didn't die down. There are many people who haven't tried it yet. Then after that, right now after the Geylang Serai, I just continue doing events first until I'm waiting for the next Geylang Serai to push in new products.
Excited?
Yeah, but it's gonna be a tough road there again. It's always the period before Geylang Serai, because I think the first year when ice cream roll came to Geylang Serai, we somehow made it into a food trend over there. Like, it's a must to go for every year for Geylang Serai. That's why it became a popular thing on food blogs and everything. They will come especially for Geylang Serai to see new food trends. Only at Geylang Serai. Yeah. And not other bazaars.
Gotcha. And how long did that happen before the BMW came about? Like, tying back to the loop.
July, August. October, I sold it away. October, 2 months before October. August, I bought.
Wait, so after Geylang, after 2 months after Geylang, the first Geylang Serai,
Second.
or the second Geylang Serai, you bought a BMW.
Yeah.
And now, what's exciting? What's any?
Before my BMW, I actually have a Volkswagen and a Peugeot. Drove that cars. It was very good. I love Conti cars because they always show you what's wrong with your car, the system and everything. Then then I bought the BMW after that. Then after I sold it away. Then up till now, I've been running events, pop-ups.
Very exciting. I'm going to give you a quick round of questions to answer. It's quick, but you don't really answer quick. What is the books you have given the most as gift?
I've never given books. I've always given handmade. I always give handmade stuff instead.
What is your favorite documentary or movie?
Movie. Titanic. Yeah. And one more is what? I cannot remember the title. Okay, just stick to Titanic.
Okay. What is the worst advice you have seen or hear being dispensed in your world?
Advice, you cannot do it. It's too. Actually, that is a very difficult question. Worst advice? I think every advice is good.
Any advice for your 18-year-old self?
18-year-old self.
And place us where you're at?
Choose wisely.
Where were you then?
Choose everything wisely. Choose your choices wisely, your life wisely. Yeah.
When you think of the word successful, who came into your mind and why?
Successful, who came to my mind? All my family members, people close to me. And why? Without them, there won't be success also. Without them, I won't be considered successful because I'll have nothing, even though I have everything. Yeah.
What are the most common misconception about you or your work?
Me, resting beach face, I think. And because I'm a female, for my work, at my age I'm very young and I'm a female. So people tend to think that I am not that capable or I'm not, it's like feminism lah. Like, just because I'm young, 比较好欺负, or people don't take my words seriously.
Are there any requests for the audience? Are there any asks or requests you want to tell the audience? Come try your rollies or anything you want them to do or think about?
Think about. Okay, for younger people, I think doesn't mean you study business, you must do business. Doesn't mean you study nursing, you must do nursing. I actually encouraged a lot of my best friends to go out of their comfort zones. I had one of my best friends, she actually studied nursing. And then she wanted to further study. And then I actually encouraged her to study business because that's what she wanted to do. In the end, she failed and dropped out. But then I told her, at least you tried. Do something that you never thought you can. And doesn't mean you study nursing, you must do nursing. And right now, she's doing sales. Also part of nursing, but it's also sales line. So it's different from what she's studying also. That's the only thing I can say for younger people. Because all of us have this thinking that I studied accounting, I must be an accountant next time. The kind of thing, which is not true lah. Don't stick into your own comfort zone.
Are there any projects or events people can be expecting soon?
We'll be coming up with a lot of new, different food that you would never see before.
Okay.
You might see before, but definitely not in Singapore.
Where can people find?
Next, Geylang Bazaar.
Okay, there we go. Done.
Mommy, it's over. Alright, so as usual, all show notes, links, books can be found on our website, brianvictor.com, Brian with a Y. And if you have any misfits you'd like to hear from, feel free to drop me an email. I would say the main thing is that, you want them to do something really cool and really interesting and make you want to know more about it. So along with sending me the name, send me what you want to know about them. Yes, so thank you again for taking the time out to listen to this episode. I really appreciate it. Have a fantastic week ahead. This podcast is brought to you by Altizen. If you don't know already, research is concluding that sitting all day is terrible for you. There's this new health phrase going on. It's called sitting is the new smoking. So if you're like me, I went to IKEA and tried one of those self-cranking desks, and I can just foresee that it's such a pain. So with Altizen, it has actually a motorized system in it that you put it on your tabletop and transform your table into a standing desk. So, and what's cool is that it's also intelligent. It tracks and actually coaches you to develop these new habits with its sensor and the smartphone apps. Model starts at 1,350. So check it out at altizen.com to see which might be the right fit for you. And if you decide to get one, you can code MISFITS to get a $400 off Altizen immediately. Offer is limited to the first 10 customers, so just shoot them an email and code MISFITS.